Yeah. hmm that legal theory of a lawsuit. Yeah. Ground of action. Yeah. Mhm. A new cause of action, a claim not arising out of, relating to, or involving the conduct. Yeah. Occurrence or transaction contained in the original pleading. An amended pleading often relates back to the date on which the original pleading was filed. Thus, a plaintiff may add claims to a suit without facing a statute of limitations bar. Yeah. As long as the original pleading was timely filed, but if the amended pleading adds a claim that arises out of a different transaction or occurrence, yes, or out of a different alleged conduct, the amendment does not relate back to the date on which the original pleading was filed. Yes. Loosely, lawsuit. Yeah. There are four defendants in the pending cause of action. Yes. Now, just to amend the cause of action that I'm going to have to talk to my sons about, yes, I would actually say that since at the age of 14, yeah, they could have motioned the court on their own behalf with a relative, guardian ad litem, or an adult, male or female. Yes. The date on this could not exceed January 16th of 2016. Now, Zachary, yes, if he had realized his rights as an American citizen, yes, would have said that you could only issue a protection order where the age of the minors did not exceed 14 years old. The oldest minor. And since he's had the right to sue you for the last, well, 6 months from July, yeah, approximately 3 years and 4 months, yes, I'm going to have to talk to him as his father. Now, I did mention, yeah, the possibility of emancipation. I don't know if that's really necessary. It might be that since he's under the age of 18, yes, I'd say, well, Zach, well, let's just sue Clallam County, yes, and Jefferson County, yes, and then every county of the state of Washington, yeah, and then each and every state, yes, and then the federal government for not protecting your right to file a for cause action. Now, it's one of these, yes, where I would explain to my son, here's what happened. Your mother did or did not motion the court to reissue the temporary protection order on June 1st of 2015. I don't think she did. Now, on June 12th of 2015, approximately 6 months before you turned 14 years old, yes, somebody took it upon themselves, yeah, to reissue the temporary protection order, but the law requires, yes, that it can only be issued for 14 days. Oh. Now, the police and sheriff's department decided that they would fake, yes, the attempt of service of myself, yes. And then 48 days after the issuance of the temporary protection order, they decided to issue a protection order for 10 years. Oh. And they served me in the Swim Public Library, yes, viciously humiliating me in front of all the other library patrons, yes. And they had no contractual right to serve me in the library because it was law enforcement's requirement to serve you. Now, after they served me, yes, they served somebody else approximately 5 months before you turned 14, yeah, or they attempted to serve them, yes. And then they did serve somebody other than myself. Now, at the time of you being 14 years old, yes, you had the right to have the state provide somebody to represent you, or you could have asked to have your name removed from this so that we could have talked together. Yes, yes, yes. Now, Bishop, a year and a half after they issued it, yes, he could have talked to me. That means Deacon could have talked to me approximately 3 years after its issuance. Yes. And since I should have been able to talk to all three of you, at least, well, let's see, July 31st, it's August? Yes. Did Deacon just have a birthday? No. He turned 14 in April. Oh, the state has effectively been holding you hostage because of their refusal to acknowledge your rights as American citizens. Now, as your father, yes, I would have told you to sue him. And I would have sued the state as your parent, but they've refused to remove this protection order. Yes. Then I would have explained to my sons that when we were getting a divorce, yes, your mother never gave me notice of court hearings. I would have had to tell them about the marriage certificate from the United Nations, how I wanted to divorce your mother, but she never gave me a dissolution of marriage. No, she didn't. And how much I want to have put in prison every police officers right now. See, I'm going to have to do some explaining to my sons of exactly what has happened. Yes, because you've held them hostage since they turned 14 years old. Now, for every sheriff in every county of the United States that has any knowledge of this, yes, as their father, I'm going to sue you. And then I'm going to ask them if they realized what really did take place. And then I'm going to ask them to sue you. Yes. And then as each one of them does sue you, yes, I'm going to have you sue. No, you don't understand. I am going to sue every individual in this nation that has a sworn obligation to support and defend the constitutional rights of American citizens. And since one of those rights is available to you at 14 years of age, yes, that you can file a for-cause action against every fucking judge of the United States. I, as your father, would have encouraged you to do it. Now, I've informed them in approximately 3 million. Oh boy. Yeah. In approximately 3 million emails. Yes. Could be 25 to 40,000 videos. Yes. That this protection order that has been used to have me arrested numerous times. Yes. Zachary, at the age of 14, could have been called as a witness. Now, you would think that if you have the legal right to file for cause actions, yes, I could have called Zachary to the stand when I was on trial for the allegation of violating the restraint provision, Sequim, Washington. But you deprived me of the right to question my own son about his knowledge of me being in Sequim, Washington on December 31st, 2015. Now, I would have thought that if it involved his mother, he would have heard something about, oh, so Dad did what to you on that day? Now, I wasn't in Sequim, Washington on December 31st of 2015. Yes. But you made up this fraudulent traffic citation alleging that I had violated the restraint provisions. Yes. Approximately 16 days before my son turned 14. Now, it happened to be the 13th birthday of my son's bishop that you arrested me on January 4th. Well, as much as you don't think that at 14 years old your testimony can be admitted as evidence, if you can use the... Now I'm suing you again. For issuing a protection order that exceeded the 14th birthday of the oldest minor name, because I think the state has intentionally obstructed their rights. That's what I think. Now, this theory of the lawsuit, yes, I'd like to make it a reality for every police officer. Yes, I'd like it to be a reality for those in the FBI. Yeah, because it looks like that there is no one in this nation that really believes in what is known as civil rights. Now, I think I should talk to Marilyn. I think that we should discuss parenting and the importance of our children being involved in the judicial process of the United States and how educational it will be for them as they get involved. Now, reading these lawsuits, I mean, what do you do as a parent? Yeah. Well, why don't you read the lawsuit where you sue the state of Washington? Yes. For not protecting your right as a 14-year-old to file a for-cause action to have your name removed from a protection order that was fraudulently issued because of the use of fraud, forgery, kidnapping, child abduction, child abuse, child neglect, and hate crimes. Now, as parents, it's important that we encourage our children